Hello everyone! Welcome to the channel. My name is Sel. In today's video, I will share with you my coloring book haul for February. I've seen a lot of coloring YouTubers post their own January to February haul, so it seems like we all had that want monster at the same time. It also seems like most colorists had a coloring slump in February. Sometimes the accumulation of coloring books is more fun than the actual coloring, right? Well, for me, I bought half of these in Singapore and half of these in Amazon. Since I only started coloring in December, I'm playing catch up on my coloring books. Um, and my coloring books will not be anything you have not seen before. However, I am very mindful about the coloring books that I collect because, to tell you the truth, I am ill. I have been ill for a couple of years, and honestly, I don't know how much longer I have. I am trying my best, but we can't really predict with these things. So actually, there was a point early in this year when I had like an anxiety attack, I think. I already have around 5 coloring books that I bought since December when I started coloring, and then in January, I wanted this book, like a very cheap, like $6 book from a marketplace, a secondhand book from the marketplace, and then I asked the Facebook group, should I get it? Because I don't know if I'll be able to color all of my coloring books. I don't have the right to buy any more. And then they were all so positive and encouraging, and they said, if it makes you happy, just buy it, just do it. And that's what happened. Actually, I didn't buy that book, that $6 coloring book, and I ended up buying a whole lot more for much more money. That's so funny. Okay, so I'm going to start with the books that I bought in Singapore. So first, this is Worlds Within Worlds. Recently, my husband and I took a trip to Singapore to meet my doctor. And while we were there, I hunted for coloring books at Kinokuniya, which is a famous bookstore franchise, a Japanese bookstore which has branches all over the world, including Australia. So I was able to see the books that I had only seen on YouTube, and I was actually able to flip through those books and holding the books in my hands feels so different, and I was just so in awe and geeking out. However, the price at Kinokuniya is much more expensive than in Amazon, but I'm happy to be able to buy them at a different bookstore. It's called Popular. So that's where I got all these books from. And of course, I got Worlds Within Worlds, an iconic coloring book in the coloring world by Kirby Rosanes. And yeah, you have, of course, seen this before several times, but I don't actually use or I don't do Instagram that much, so I haven't seen a lot of coloring versions of this, so it's still fresh for me. Yeah, I just think that it's approachable. It's already grayscale. I mean, they're partially shaded, and most things are realistic, so you have an idea of what color they should be. So it's pretty easy to approach, and watercolor should work well with this, or colored pencils, but that would take so much time. Yeah, Worlds Within Worlds. I'm excited to color in this. And then next, of course, is Mythomorphia, which is another iconic coloring book. And unlike Worlds Within Worlds, Mythomorphia is more fantastical, so I can use my own colors from my imagination. Of course, I need to look at the references here at the back of what they actually look like, the mythical creatures, and maybe use that as a reference. But yeah, very, very interesting and wonderful to add to my um, coloring book repertoire if I do feel like coloring something like this. I do like detailed coloring books. And the next one is Color Morphia. I watched a lot of Kirby Rosanes flip throughs on YouTube before I decided on these books, by the way. Um, and the reason why I got Colored Morphia is because I like that it has bits and pieces of his most popular works from other books. Other people did not like that it's a compilation book, but to me, I didn't mind. I didn't want to get all of the books. And also, I like that there are colored versions, so I can get inspiration from his colored versions. Maybe I'll copy it, maybe I won't, but it's nice to have the colored versions, in my opinion. They're beautiful, especially this one, this green and blue. I love this one. I'm actually thinking of using this color palette for something, but I'm glad that it's here so I can use this as a reference. So I got that. Color Morphia. And the last book that I got from Singapore is Mythographic Shangri-La. There were only two coloring books. There were only two mythographic books in Popular. It was either Shangri-La or Voyage. But so I did flip throughs of the two books a couple of times before deciding on Shangri-La, and I based it on two criteria. First is which one did I feel like coloring more, and which one has better composition. And there's actually a third criteria, which is which one, after I color it, would I feel like displaying. And this won out. Shangri-La. For me, this book makes more sense, and it's not busy just for busy's sake. So I don't know. I don't know if I made the right choice, but I chose this. Mythographic Shangri-La. The next set of books are the books that I got from Amazon. And first one is Avatar, The Last Airbender coloring book. I saw this from someone else's coloring book collection on YouTube. And when I saw it, I immediately added it to my cart. Um, and I restarted watching the series because Avatar is my favorite show of all time and it makes me happy. And I just remembered that, oh, this show makes me happy, so I should watch it because a lot of the shows now are very negative and scary. And, with my condition, I really should just take in all the positive things that are out there, and like shows that have goodness and kindness and magic, that's just perfect for my mental state right now. So Avatar, when I saw the coloring book, I said I need to have it. and it's beautiful. I got this secondhand on Amazon. I haven't flipped through it, so I don't know if any of the pages are colored. But yeah, it looks simple, but I'm actually intimidated to color it because I want it to be as close to the show as possible and give it my best because it is my favorite. And in the show, it's colored using computer graphics. So it's going to be hard to express that in paint or color pencils, but I will still try and give my best. And even if I don't color it, I'm still happy to look at these pictures. This is my favorite. Yeah, all the fun times with Anne and Iroh and what's his name? Appa. Yeah, Appa. Yeah, so sweet. Just such a sweet series. If you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and watch it, or make your kid watch it with you. If your kid is like 10 years old or even 9, they'll appreciate it. It has it touches on like nature, environment, and balance of the world, things like that. And of course, goodness, kindness, all the virtues. Yeah, Avatar. I got Lulu Mayo's Million Magical Creatures. Lulu Mayo has a lot of books out there, and it was difficult to choose between this and A Million Mermaids, but I went for this because between the two, I watched several flip throughs, and A Million Mermaids, I'm sorry, the A Million Creatures seem to have better composition. Um, than A Million Mermaids. A Million Mermaids felt like it was just all over the place. So I went for this one. And again, this is very whimsical, fantastical. So there are no rules. I can experiment with colors and medium, and I don't need to be realistic. And um, I don't have to make it a work of art. It's just for relaxation. So, yeah. And I already colored 2 pages in this book. The one with the this one first, the frog, the daddy frog and the baby frog, and something magical happening here. And this one, the frog musicians, which I love. I love the I love this page. I colored these using Polychromos, Prismacolors, and Color pencils. But I want to try using gouache um, in this coloring book because I want to see how vibrant I can make the colors or the page look. Yeah, and play with the backgrounds and try to make my own backgrounds and alter the pages again, like what I did with Girl Moments. So, A Million Magical Creatures. Then I got Mini Mania by Gabby Wolf. Gabby Wolf is another one that has so many books out there. So I had to watch a lot of flip throughs to decide which one I really wanted. And I decided on this one because to me, it has the most variety of pages to color. It has forest scene. It also has interiors. Like this is an interior page with a shelf. If I have the whim to color a shelf, it's there. And there are also buildings like that. And there are also small victories type of pages that I can just quickly color one little element at a time if I didn't have any time or didn't feel like coloring an entire page. So to me, this is the most varied and most interesting of the books that she has put out. So I got this. And I have to thank Kelorian Reviews. Her channel is reviewing coloring pages almost every day. So, I mean, coloring books. She reviews coloring books and does flip throughs almost every day. And I watch her channel, and it is thanks to her channel that I was able to decide on this book. And it is thanks to channels like hers that newbies like me are able to decide on the coloring books that they want to buy because they get to take a look inside of the coloring books. So thank you, Calorian Reviews. Mini Minya coloring book number 2. And last but not least, book that I got from Amazon is Tales from Atlantis. I This book was not in my radar at all. And I was not a fan of Hannah Carlson. But I saw this in Kinokuniya and I flipped through it and I just fell in love with the line work. I just think that her line art is busy but still pretty and colorable, extremely colorable. And the composition is very good. It's not all over the place. You can see um, the artwork in the pages. So, and I like the line art are mostly rounded. Like, yeah, they're soft and rounded line art that makes it so delicious to color. I don't know if you know what I mean. And the fact that it is underwater scenes makes it unique in my collection because I don't have underwater scenes in my collection yet, and I do love coloring sea creatures and mermaids and fish and stuff. So I love this book, and I'm glad that I bought it. Yeah. So those are all of the coloring books that I got in the month of February. And I forgot to add the Daiso coloring books, which I flipped through in my last video. So if you're interested, you can check out my last video. I did flip through the 2 Daiso coloring books there. But yeah, these are all the books that I got. And I have to be mindful about the coloring books that I buy because number one, I do not always have the energy or the state of health to color. So I have to be careful about the number of books that I add to my collection. And I have to be sure that these books are the ones that I really want to color, not just for the sake of having it in my collection. And number two, I don't have the money to keep buying books because my medical treatments and my medications are already through the roof in terms of expense. So I do not have that luxury of, and I do not have a job. I had to stop working because of my illness. So yeah. So I have to be very I have to keep my collection to a minimum. Prior to coloring, I was watching YouTube, watching Netflix, reading, um, but I like working with my hands and doing something with my hands. So coloring gives me that outlet and takes my mind off of my worries and anxieties and still keeps my brain active. So I'm thinking of techniques and learning new things and, art. So activating that side of my brain. I'm really thankful for the coloring community for showing their books, showing their techniques, showing their finished pages because it's really inspiring. For me, I love coloring because at the end of the day, I have something physical that I accomplished that I can be proud of. Enough of my rambling. If you have any of these coloring books and want to buddy with me, I would love to color with you. Just message me, email me, or comment down below, and I would love to get in touch with you to color with you. Thank you very much for watching. Please take care and try to take care of someone else. Bye.